board. Thank you. My family's always like, why do you tell us to remind you if you're just going to remember to do it? And part of it is me telling you to remind me reminds me to do it. So, hooray. Here we go. Two different types of parabolas, right? Vertex at 0, 0 versus vertex at HK. Here's your equations. Like I said, they are up on the board. Just remember, positive means open up or open right. Negative means open down or open left. And then 1 over 4c. This is the one that you're going to use more than anything else. And it has to go focus. Oh, I wrote that backwards. From the vertex to the focus is how you want to think about it. Okay? Okay. Again, you don't need to graph these. So if you're not the type that graphs, it's okay. Don't worry about the graph. But I'm going to graph. Okay, so write the equation of the parabola. If your focus is at 0, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's that point. That's your focus. Your directrix is what kind of line? Horizontal. Y equals is always this. Think about it. Where is y negative 6? 0, negative 6, 1, negative 6, 2, negative 6, 3, negative 6. Right? Oh.
Is it really going to tell us all of that? The positive A, open A, negative A, open
No, this is what you'll have. Yeah. Okay. So if this is your setup, where is your vertex?
Oh, that's in the middle.
It is in the middle. Where is it? 0, 0. So you have a vertex of 0, 0 here, which means we are opening up. And a vertex of 0, 0, if you come back up here, opening up with a vertex of 0, 0 is going to use this, right? So y equals ax squared should be your equation, where your a value is positive. So if we say we know that a is 1 over 4c, then a is 1 over 4 times what? 6. Your C value is from the vertex to the focus, which I wrote wrong here. I mean, it's the same thing. Just positive versus negative. So C is 6. So 1 over 24. So your equation is y equals 1 over 24 x squared. Okay. I'm glad. Okay, next one. You have a vertex of 0, 0. Sorry. And a focus of negative 7, 0. So 7 to the left, 0. Here's your focus. Here's your vertex. How does that open? To the left. You got to wrap around the focus. Okay. That means that my C value is going to be negative 7. Okay. If you recall, C0 is your focus when it's 0, 0 and you're opening left. So if this is our setup, it's going to be x equals ay squared. We have to figure out what a is. A is 1 over 4 times c. So 1 over 4 times negative 7 is a negative 1 over 28. Okay, so your equation is x equals negative 1 over 28 times y squared. Good on that? Yeah, Jessica.
Why don't we put like
What?
I was looking at the one.
Oh, okay.
On the quiz, you want me to write the
Directrix.
Directrix?
If I ask you to graph it, give me the directrix.
No, but like you want me to draw like dotted and like a cross.
Oh, I mean, I don't care. If you drew it as a solid line.
Can I just go like that?
No, because the directrix is a line, not a point. Yeah. That's only if I ask you to graph. If I don't ask you to graph, you may do whatever you want on the graph because it's just for you to use as reference, right? Okay, vertex of 0, 0. Directrix at y equals negative 4. Y equals is what kind of line? horizontal. So go down 4. Horizontal line would look like that. So where's your focus?
Four.
It's going to go up. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So go up 4. Right? There's your focus, which means your parabola opens up, which means vertex of 0, 0. It's going to be y equals ax squared. Right? There's no fancy vertex here. So find your a value. A is 1 over 4 times c. What is c? C is 4. This length here. Okay.
10.2A or B?
This is 10-2a when the vertex is 0, 0.
Oh,
10-2b is when the vertex moves to something else. So a is 1/16, which means our equation is y equals 1/16 x squared. To b. Our vertex has moved. With a vertex at -3, 2, remember your vertex is your HK. -3, +2 puts my vertex there. What is the line x equals -7?
it's vertical.
It's vertical. Okay, so vertical at -7 is over here. Does that make my C 7? No. My C relates to this, right? We went 4 back to get to the directrix. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 forward to get to the focus, which tells us that my C value is positive or negative? Positive 4. Okay. So with that, is this an x equals equation or y equals equation? X equals because it's to the right. So x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. Okay. We know our h, we know our k. So if you want to plug those in right now, you can. We don't know a, so leave that alone. Is it y plus or minus here?
Or minus, yes.
Minus 2, right? It's minus your k value. Y minus 2 squared plus or minus here? Plus your h value. So plus a -3 would be minus 3.
2 is negative, it would be plus 2, right?
Yes. Okay, so this is our answer. We just need to know a. Well, a is 1 over 4 times c. So 1 over 4 times 4, or 1/16 will be your a value. Aren't these fun? I love this stuff. So fun. Okay, number 5. You're given a vertex and you're given a focus. You want to try this one on your own?
Sure.
Give it a go. X equals or y equals? Y equals. What's your A? 1/8. Okay, let's lay it out. So your vertex is HK. Your focus is just an XY point. So with a vertex of 1, 1, 2, 3, and then a focus of 1, 5, that opens around the focus, so opens up. So that's how you know it's y equals. We don't know a yet, but it's going to be x minus what? The 1, your h value, squared, plus or minus? Plus your 3. Okay, we got to figure out what a is. So 1 over 4 times your c value. What is your c value? 2. This is your c. So 4 times 2, that is 1/8, and that will be your equation. Okay. All right, look at number 6. This one gets a little bit tricky sometimes. It's interesting. Yeah, I'll point it out in a minute. y equals 1/16 x squared, you really just have to think about, what do I know? Where is your vertex? 0, 0, right? If it doesn't have all the fancy HK stuff, it's 0, 0. So your vertex is at 0, 0. Then we got to figure out where's the focus and where's the directrix. So you could sketch it if you want, right? Here's your vertex. A is 1/16, and we know A is 1/4C, right? So that means 1/16 equals 1/4 times C. What is C?
4.
C is 4. You can cross multiply that, or if you just see 4C equals 16, C is going to be 4, okay? Does this parabola, based on this number, open up or down? Up. So the parabola is going like this, right? So if my C value is 4, positive 4, where's my focus? 0, 4, right? Your focus should be at 0, 4.
And then the
That would be up here somewhere. So the directrix is at -4. But listen to me. The directrix is a line. So don't tell me your directrix is -4. It's not. What is it? It's y equals -4. Okay? It is a line. And that's how I know that you know that it's a line. Write it as an equation. Okay? Okay. This one took my last class a little bit. I want to know the vertex.
14,
No. No.
Negative 25 and negative 14.
There you go. It's an x equals, right? So this is k and this is h, and this has to be opposite of what it looks like because that's subtraction in the formula. So really it's like saying -10 times y minus a -14 squared minus 25, right? So your h is a -25 and your k is a -14. So just keep that in mind. Inside should be opposite, inside the parentheses. Outside should be the same as what you see. Okay? So this looks like a negative number. It is a negative number. This looks like a positive number, but it's actually a negative. Minus a negative is plus the positive. Okay, last bit then is all about circles. 2 equations, both of which are written on the board for you for the quiz. It looks like this: x squared plus y squared equals r squared, and then center at HK is a little bit different. What would the center of this circle be? Opposite of what it looks like. -2, +3. And what's your radius? 7. Right. Your radius squared is in the equation. That's 49. You square root that, so your radius is 7. Okay.
Okay, so we know that this one is at HK. How do we know? Oh.
It's a circle now, right? Okay, write the equation for a circle with a center of -3, 7 and a radius of 5. What is -3, 7?
HK.
HK. So that's HK. This is R. So it's going to be x plus 3 minus a -3. So x plus 3 squared. This is always plus, right? Then what? Y minus 7 squared equals 25. The radius squared, 5 squared. Okay, number 10 is saying take a circle. What's the center of this circle?
0, 0.
0, 0. Because there's nothing fancy, no HK setup. And translate it, slide it 4 units to the right and 7 units down. If you're going 4 units to the right from 0, 0, you're at a +4. If you're going 7 units down, you're at a -7, right? So this is your center. This is your H and your K. How do I use that to make this equation, the same circle, just shifted?
Right, let me put x minus 4 squared.
X minus 4 squared
Plus, y plus
plus 7 minus the negative 7 equals what?
225. Wait.
Yes, your radius doesn't change because you slid it to a new spot, right? So whatever r squared was, leave it alone. It's still 225, still the same circle, it just shifted over. Okay? Last two. This is probably the one that gets done wrong the most of the circles just because it's got the most steps to it. You have a center of 2, 3, and you go through a point of 6, 12. So call that xy, okay? Now, I'm going to write the final answer first. To put this in the form of your final answer, it's x what?
X minus
-2,
2.
Minus 2 squared plus
12.
Plus y.
y minus 3, your k value squared. What comes at the end? We don't know yet. R squared, right? So this is my answer. We just have to figure out what else needs to get plugged in right now. We got to put something here, right? We need an R squared right there. How do we figure that out?
Plug in the X and the Y.
Plug in the X and the Y. So it's going to be 6 minus 2 squared plus 12 minus 3 squared equals that radius squared. Simplify, or you can just plug that into your calculator, really. Keep the parentheses if you do. 4 squared is 16. 9 squared, oops, I'll just square that because I already squared the other one, is 81. So r squared is 97. Now what? Plug it in. Don't square root that, right? If you square root it, you get a decimal, but then they want r squared, so you square it again, and it does not work out nicely to 97 anymore because you just rounded something. So you just take that r squared and you drop it in here. And that is your answer. Okay, don't square root, give me r squared. Okay, last thing. How do you graph a circle? What do you need?
You need the H and the K.
And then you do,
You need your center, your H and your K,
and 16 is 4.
and you need the radius, right? So what is the center of this circle?
3 and -2.
3 and -2, opposite of what they look like. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Here's my center. What's the radius?
4.
Right, r squared is 16, so take the square root. That means your radius is 4. I want to see 4 extra points here. I want to see 4 up. I want to see 4 to the left. I want to see 4 down. And I want to see 4 to the right. And then you can just freehand that as best you can. Questions?